Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches, they never stop turning. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection Workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease, is all part of our balanced breakfast. Around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order. Maybe a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves, we get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench. You're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week helping you keep your ride safe, reliable, ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend wrencher, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what's that strange rattle really mean, welcome aboard. Stick around for shop talk, expert advice, a few good laughs, and maybe a flashback story. Because I got a million of them. But they don't all arrive at once. It's kind of like, you ever get that where you're just going, wow, I haven't thought about that for like 50 years or 50 days. I don't know. Well, let's jump in this morning. We've got a lot to get through. It is Fun Friday. It is. Again, we have made it to the weekend. So if this is your final work day of the week and you get the next couple of days off, let's make it count. I hope the weather's going to hang in there for all of us. Yesterday turned out to be a really, really nice day, and I was working in studio all day. I did slip down to the shop for a little bit to wash some parts and prepare to put the 07 FJ Cruiser back together, because we now have the final component that everything kind of hinged on. I mean, there was stuff I could put on, but you know what? I just rather slam it all in there all at once. Yeah, and that part is here, so that's it. That'll tuck it all together nicely. Well, we'd like to say thank you for our newbies, our noobs that have just stopped by to join us. You need a 16 pack of Crayola crayons, and just got a new stack of Car Connection leaf bag laptops. Yeah, so you need those. They work really, really good. Nicely folded, so you've got lots of surface to take notes this morning. If you're just slipping through the drive-through, if you don't know the rule, it is never reverse in the drive-through. It gets ugly extremely fast. People are waiting for their nectar, and that could cause bodily harm. So check your flavor this morning, whatever that is, and the remainder of your order, because, when we get to Friday, things start getting shut down, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, when I was on the road every single day, I'll tell you, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, double flubdipple check your order. Don't just take off, because you're going to be disappointed. That's right. So check her out. Put that cup in your cup holder. We're going to have a swiggy in about a minute here. And we'll have the daily weather forecast as well. We got that for you. I've had a sneak peek, so I'm hoping it's lying. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's fibbing to us here. Otherwise, the next day or two is going to be, you don't want to know. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So thanks for stopping by. Take your notes. If you can't do that and you need to listen, re-listen, listen, and re-listen, we make it super simple for you. You can catch our podcasts on all platforms out there, including Podbean. I keep asking. I haven't gotten any emails yet, so I'm not going to shut up till I get an email. what kind of car would it be that its name would be Podbean? I got one in mind. I'm looking to see if yours matches my own. motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. That's the quickest email you'll probably remember. The other one is niall@ccbusnet.com. I always put those in the description box. I'm getting better at that now, right at the very bottom. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that. Now I'll have to move it around so that you can find it amongst the descriptions. And I put a lot of time in the description of our YouTube videos, titles, and the like, and things that you can do to help our channel grow, because Skippy and I, we work our buns off, and I don't have any because I'm British, so that doesn't count. So help us out. Do all those little things. Watch, listen, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos coming up. There's one coming up today. 2 for Tuesday, one every Friday. You'll learn 5 things on every video. What it is, where it is, how it works, and how it breaks, and how you can prevent spending money on stupid things. Because if you just understood it a little bit more, you could have saved money. Does that excite you? And the 30-day fuel challenge, savings challenge, is we're getting closer, but looking at the temperatures, we're taking a dive again. We're not really ironing this out at 70 degrees or 60 degrees just yet, but I think we're getting close. So hang in there. It's a great way to put an extra $100 back in your own pocket if you're willing to listen and do. Remember, the do, does, and the did is done. It's Fun Friday. Everything you need and everything we talk about lives at our website, folks. So if you're just joining us, it is the biggest drawer in our toolbox. All our program partners who are very important to us have come along and helped us to create Car Connection 2.0, now with more ways to watch, listen, and engage. Remember, cars don't break when it's convenient. They break when it hurts. Exactly. And I'm working on the last one out of our 4, the Rocket. I haven't got back to the paint work, only no painting in the shop when there's vehicles uncovered. So, and I need a whole bay to do that. So that's coming up. I'm gonna video that to show you. It's an experiment. Let's see if it works out. I had an idea, and I'm running with it, and let's see if it works out, because if it does, instead of costing like $500-$600 to fix that bumper cover, it's going to be like $38. What do you think of that? So let's see how that works out. When I do the paint work, it's very tough to talk with a headpiece on, like a mask, a respirator. So I will leave the camera rolling so you can see what I'm doing. I will attempt to try and get some conversation for you during that video. But we've got lots of new videos coming up all the way into May right now. So hang in there. Our program partners, please consider giving them your business. That will help us tremendously. They've been great to us. They've been a part of Car Connection for quite some time. And they believed in us strong enough after 31 years on radio to help us get into digital. So we are fully digital now. We're looking into bringing guests on, which is something that we used to do, bring guests in from different professions so you have an opportunity to hear from others other than all automotive all the time. So send me an email. Let me know what kind of professional would you like to hear from, because I can find them. No problem. And that's our next piece of the action here, is to bring guests on board just for like a 15-20 minute segment to answer questions and enlighten you within the profession that they are in. So how about that? How about that, apples? So just click on their logo to meet them and let them know that Car Connection sent you. That would serve us very, very well, and you also, because our program partners are amazing business owners and amazing people to work alongside. On the top right-hand corner of our homepage, you'll find all our platforms that you can just click and get there. our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Skippy, our videographer, she puts reels and bloopers up on those platforms that you will not see anywhere else. And I caught her just this week. I turned my head when she didn't want me to turn my head. She was recording something on her phone to make a reel, and she goes, "You weren't supposed to look at me." "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get that memo." So anyways, she was in the middle of getting some footage, if you know what I mean. Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. We are posted there under the businesses tab, and we are positioned as professionals in our field there in the automotive service and repair industry. Check us out there. That's a website that our Skippy put together many years ago to bring all the businesses in the Stevensville area together with the community. So it is a communal website. There's a lot of businesses there that you may have probably never heard of, and some great eateries as well. And remember, the Safari Niagara is in Stevensville. So if you haven't been there with your kids or grandkids, you need to check that out. I think their season's pass is still on sale till the end of the month, I think. But you can find them. Just Google them. You will find them. And that's a great place to take the kids to for the day. And lots to do in Stevensville. We also have our online merch store. Thank you to all of you. You know who you are that have been grabbing some Motormouth Car Connection merch. Proceeds go to Total Freedom Addiction campuses in Canada and the U.S., helping those navigate their addiction that have decided today's the day to break free for good. That's what they do there. There's a new life waiting for those who have made that decision. Today's the day. I don't care what it takes, but I want to get through this addiction to the other side and get my life back in order. That's what they do. So thank you to whole teams, all the teams at the Total Freedom Addiction campuses, North America wide. All right, let's jump in this morning. Fun Friday. I'm going to plant this seed in your head. Then we're going to have our Swiggy and our daily weather report. How much do you rely on your automobile? Like how, out of a scale of 1 to 10, where would you place your automobile? We all rely on our vehicles a lot, and my hands are up. Yes. I broke my scooter, so it's out of commish. One too many wipeouts. I'm done with that. Picking gravel out of my palms and my knees. Done. That's over. It's just too rough out there. Way too rough. You know, the surfaces are rougher than a stucco toilet seat. So anyways, I count on my vehicles very, very much to get stuff done. How about you? On a scale of 1 to 10, again, how important is your automobile to you? There's a second part to the question. Could you do without your vehicle for 1 week? 2 weeks? How about a month? Cars down for a month. What does that look like in your household? How about even worse? Let's go a step worse. 6 weeks. Possibly 8. Car down. What does that look like in your household? I know what that would look like to Car Connection. That's a disaster. That's why you got to have a spare. An air and a spare. So think about that while we get in tune this morning with our morning beverage. And for those just joining us, here's how we do it. It's Fun Friday, so you never know what's going to happen. I could go off on a tangent. I could ask you a really goofy question. But that one popped in my head this morning. And it was, how many of us rely so heavily on our automobiles, but yet, here it comes, brothers and sisters. Can you hear that 2-foot piece of 2x4 coming in the wind? Thunk. Oh, that was good. Oh, I can't remember who I am. So, yeah, how heavily do all of us rely on our automobiles, but we know we're disrespecting our automobiles and not really taking care of them as well as you could. Yeah, shoot me an email. motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. Thank you to Niagara Block. We're going to put them right at the top of the pile this morning. Niagara Block at 5,000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, Building Canada. They've been busy there since 1931, folks. You got to see those pictures. I really got to get some of those pictures they have of their location on Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, when Niagara Falls pretty much wasn't there other than the falls. It's really eye-opening. It's like, wow, who knew? Jeepers. So they have all the building supplies you can think of, custom-made blocks with designs on them. You know, these fancy buildings with the blocks on the outside, they do that. Any block that you see, they do that. Exactly. So if you have some kind of project in mind, you're building a house, a workshop, whatever it is, a bunker, it doesn't matter. They can dress that puppy up for you. So they have all the blocks you can think of, and interlocking brick, metal, you know, angle irons, rebars, all that stuff. They have that, as well as if you're looking to build a really cool outdoor living space, Niagara Block, they can get that to happen for you. They have a list, Kathy Grimo. It's the Grimo family, Kathy, Dave, and Dan. Yeah, they're the next gen taking over, and they're working hard there. So they can help you. Kathy can help you line up a contractor that you can trust and rely on to estimate the job, put it all together, and build it for you. So you have that amazing outdoor living space called Your Oasis. They have beautiful landscaping materials there. Oh my goodness. You can make it real nice. They even have slate. So if you want to create a slate walkway, excellent. Very, very excellent. So check in with them. They're on our website. Just click on their logo and that'll get you right to their profile page, and check in with them. They can help you put that project all together. 905-356-2221. So let's have our swiggy. You ready? Got through the drive-through, survived it. Keep an eye on the road. It's Friday. You know what happens. The brain shuts down, goes on weekend mode around noon. But I think it actually really starts about 6:15 a.m. So 3, 2, 1. I don't know if I put honey in there or not. Smells a little odd. Maybe I put some synthetic 5W20 in there. I don't know. I'm up early. I think I'm afraid of the dark. That's what my mother used to say. I think he's afraid of the dark. Yeah. I don't want to miss anything. Nothing at all. So our weekend weather brought to us by City Auto Sales and Leasing. If you or someone you know is looking to buy a vehicle, that's the place to go. It's safe to buy a vehicle there. Why? I'm going to tell you about Earl and Louise Grant, husband and wife team. Earl and Louise have created over 25 years resources to find low mileage, quality vehicles, and being able to sell them at fair prices. And I'll tell you, they look like brand new. It is well worth your while to connect with Earl and Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing. Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Buy with confidence. Be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. And folks, they don't sell any junk. You will not get a pig with lipstick on there or a skunk in a mink coat. They're beautiful automobiles. They have quite an inventory under roof and on the lot, but if you don't see, after you've clicked their logo on our homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, check out their inventory. If you don't see the specific vehicle you're looking for, don't walk away. Get in touch, because if there's a good one out there, the resources that Earl and Louise Grant have built a reputation with, Earl will find it. But if there's not a good one out there, he's not just going to push, pull, and drag something home to the shop to sell it to you. That's not ever going to happen there. That's City Auto Sales and Leasing. In-house leasing and financing available. And I'll tell you, Louise will not let you go out their door car broke. And what does that mean? That means you've spent way too much money. You're into way too much vehicle, and you still have to maintain it, gas it, be the next caregiver. You've got to look after it. You're going to be paying for it for 5 to 7 years. Come on. So she's going to have a little talk with you. They care about you there. They really, really do. That's City Auto Sales and Leasing, bringing us today's daily weather. Well, here it is, folks. It ain't great, but it isn't snowing. 47 degrees right now, mostly clear. Wind is making it feel colder, about 38. Rainy conditions from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. with partly cloudy conditions expected around 8 a.m. Today's temperature range will be from 46 to 60 degrees. Yeah, we're hanging in there, barely. Feels like 35 to 55. See, there's the real truth right there. Precipitation today, 0.35 of an inch. Sorry. It will probably happen here on the South Shore. It's just going to happen here on the South Shores of Lake Erie. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But that's what we got coming. That's today. Let's hope that they're incorrect and we get some sunshine. There's two things that make me forget about, all that stuff's like burning gray matter in your head and rattling around. A fresh donut, a hot cup of coffee, blue skies, and the sun shining. Gone. Just clears out the cobbies. Just like that. Well, I did hit you with a question this morning, didn't I, already? And here it is again, if you're just joining us. We all rely on our vehicles a lot, wouldn't you say? So much so that could you survive the emotional damage if your vehicle was down 10 days, 3 weeks, a month? How about 6 weeks, 2 months? Parts are not available. Could you survive that emotionally? How would that change how your household functions? Could you utilize in your household, could you get by with just one automobile instead of multi-automobiles? Could you? motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. And don't forget, tomorrow morning is the Motormouth Morning Drive Q&A. What does that mean? The questions and answers on Saturday. So questions are coming in. If your question has not arrived yet, you have till noon today to get your questions in, because I need to select 3 great questions. Remember, the question that's I think I just heard some thunder. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just heard a couple of claps of thunder here on the South Shores of Lake Erie. Excuse me. If I can hear them through my headset, I'm pretty sure you heard them. But yeah, what would your household look like if you went from multiple cars down to one, a shared ride? How would things function in your home? motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Could you stand it? I mean, like, would you be vibrating, ready to pop a vein or blow a head gasket that's not replaceable? Or could you just go, well, whatever, we'll get by? Are you that kind of person where, like, nothing rips you whatsoever? Nothing? You're just like, Eh, what? Yeah, we'll deal with it. It's okay. We'll get through this. Or will it be like Chernobyl meltdown in your house, like an emotional, total self-destruction? Worse than not, every coffee maker in the house is not working. We have multi coffee makers around here. We have the standby, plus the standby, and then there's the emergency. Holy smokes, the other three aren't working coffee maker. We got this. And worst case scenario, we have the good old teapot that we can cook it up and use freeze-dried coffee, like airline coffee, and make coffee. Rich, flavored crystals. It's not bad. We've been there. Exactly. I mean, I don't know about you. I go down the coffee aisle and I go, $30 for a freaking bag of coffee? Are you insane? That's sadistic. Yeah, that's like going, it's like one of your siblings when you're a kid. You know, how many of you like hoard your Halloween candy? Like me. And then when your siblings, they've mowed it all down, it's gone. Like they got, they got nothing left in the bag. And then you're bringing out candy bars. And they're like looking at you going, where'd you get that? I got some stuff. Then when you're not home, they're like tearing your room apart to try and find your stash. Yeah, that kind of feeling. Like, yeah, you like that? This is so good. Yeah, you've done that to your siblings. You know that. Come on, fess up this morning. Well, how long would your car last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? And that way you don't find yourself in that place, that scary place where the tech says, car's going to be down for a tad. What's a tad? About 8 weeks. What? What do you mean? 8 weeks? You mean 8 hours? No, 8 weeks. We won't see those parts for about 6 to 8 weeks, they're telling us. What does that look like? Yeah, I know what that would be to me, and I've been there. Been there where stuff was just not available. And we have been talking about air conditioning repairs and service. And I can tell you, if we have a summer like we did last year, where it was slow getting here, but when it got here, it was pretty steamy hot, wasn't it? It sure was. I was a couple of days every 2 weeks cutting firewood for the fall. And I'll tell you, I had to take 3 chainsaws with me because I could only cut about 15 minutes and then switch to a cold saw because it's just too hot. It's really way too hot for that kind of equipment. So we have a different game plan for this year. That's for sure. But air conditioning parts were almost non-existent in less than 30 days. So again, a reminder, if you love your vehicle's AC system and it hasn't been serviced, a reminder, whether it's working, if it's working and it's working well, you have not had the system evacuated and recharged in the last 24 months, 2 years, then you know what? You're on borrowed time. The refrigerant doesn't last forever. And there are very small filters in the system to catch little tiny, very small particles, which restricts the flow of the refrigerant. So your AC system gets choked off is what happens. So an evac and recharge will help us to be able to actually open the line where there's a device called an orifice tube, not an orca tube, but I suppose you could call it an orca if you wanted to. It's a valve and a screen that captures very, very small particles of metal or debris that's floating around in your vehicle's air conditioning arteries. So where the refrigerant's traveling from and to and circulates in a circular pattern, that every drip of that stuff has to go through the orifice tube. And they do not last a million, gajillion, gazillion years. They don't. They do not. So an evac every 2 years and have the AC tech change that orifice tube makes a huge difference to taking pressure and heat away from the compressor, the AC compressor. And I haven't seen any pricing on compressors yet this year, but if we get a summer like last year and your system goes down because the compressor is just, you wore it out. If you haven't listened to the podcast series that I just did recently on air conditioning, all the way up to the final series that I gave you all the tips and tricks I know as a HVAC tech on automotive and highway trucks, that will help keep your air conditioning system going for years and years and years. The number one component that always goes down is if you develop a leak, that's one thing. But component failure, the AC compressor, those things run so hot you can't even put your hand on them. So we need to help them stay lubricated through the refrigerant. And refrigerant is a liquid and a gas, and it breaks down. It does, because it's constantly heated and cooled, heated and cooled, heated and cooled. So fluids are cheap in comparison to the components that they're protecting. Never forget that. It's a very inexpensive way to look after your automobile. Fluids and filters. That simple. Fluids and filters. So again, could you do the entire summer without your air conditioning? I don't know. I'm thinking about some super hot days back in last year, 2025, July, August. It was hotter than a pepper sprout. In fact, my neighbors who love their lawn, I mean, I've seen them laying and rolling in the grass and hugging their grass. Yeah, that's weird. I give that on the weird-o-meter a 10, beyond 10 out of 10. Beyond. That's just weird. Grass went crispy, and then it went brown, and then it was like not there. And that was right through our neighborhood. Nobody was watering. But, you just don't have the money for it right now. The economy sucks. And, getting a $1,000 water bill is not a good idea when things aren't economically going well. Guys, just saying, do something positive. Anyways, let's not go down that rabbit hole, right? On a Friday, we don't want to wreck the weekend. But yeah, we know. And grass was like, in my neighborhood, brown and crispy. Didn't get the lawnmower out for the whole of July and August, and even into September. So if you love your vehicle's air conditioning system, get it taken care of now. If you've not evac'd and recharged the system, but it's working well, it's a preventative maintenance, folks. I'm going to predict that we'll probably see AC compressors if we have another hot summer. First of all, in the first 30 days, if it's really, really hot, air conditioning systems are being fixed all across North America. Parts get very difficult to find. Yes, very difficult to find. And if you find them, to get them can take 6 weeks, 4 weeks. If you're really lucky, 3 weeks. That's the way it works. So that's why I thought I would just mention that. It ties in with what I'm saying. We rely on our vehicles a lot, don't we? Could we make it through the entire summer if it's hot, hazy, and humid and cracking almost 100? Could you do it without air conditioning? I don't know. I do like my AC, but I will enjoy the outside ambient air temperature if it's decent. You know what I'm saying? Windows down, open the sunroof. take a convertible for a drive. But when it's hot, hazy, and humid, and like your clothes are sticking to you like a Pillsbury wiener wrap, not good. That's what I call, I'm not happy, Jerry. I'm uncomfortable at the moment. And by the time you get to work, you kind of look like you slept in your clothing. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Many of you out there have had that happen. It's like, honey, the air conditioning on the car is not working. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he's got some tickets in mind to spend the money on versus getting your air conditioning done. You might want to have a meeting when that happens. You might go, things are going to get really cold here in the homestead, and meals might not be coming out on time like you like it anymore. I'm just saying. I'm just talking out loud. I'm saying the quiet part out loud. Thank you to our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, 50 years experience as fiduciaries. Let me tell you this. I've been working with Tony and Larry well over 20 years. If you got questions, they got answers. There is nothing you're going to put on the table those guys have not seen before, and they're not going to laugh in front of you. I mean, I'm just kidding. No condemnation. Here's an opportunity for you to get the answers to your questions. 100%. Not hearsay, rumor, or popular opinion, or somebody else solving your household finances for you. Don't go there. That's emotional damage. If you've got investment portfolio questions, or you have no idea how your investments are performing, nobody talks to you, there's no updates, and you have them with the bank, you just put your investments in a bag and run and get what we call a discovery meeting. We nicknamed it the hour and a coffee. So you can leave your wallet at home, leave your purse at home, ladies. They're not going to sell you anything. They're going to listen. They're going to answer your questions. If you've got debt, you don't have any estate plan whatsoever, no powers of attorney, no beneficiaries, no health proxy, you got nothing put together. I'm not sure how you sleep at night, but whatever age group's hearing this, if you have a checkbook, a bank account, a car, and some cash, you have an estate, or children, you have an estate that needs to be properly prepared 100%. 100%. Well, I've heard this before. Well, my kids are not wonderful. Somebody will take them in. Yeah. The government will take them in. And then they'll end up in foster homes. You have to make sure that the kids are safe. That if something should happen, where they're going for sure. 100%. You can't just spiff them off to a family member. It needs to be written down and solid. So they arrange mortgages. I don't do mortgages with banks anymore. Haven't for almost 20 years. And life insurance, critical illness insurance, all taken care of. You know what's great is they look after all that stuff we don't want to talk about, think about, or even get involved in, but you have to have it done. Book that hour and a coffee. There's going to be no sales gimmick, no tactics, no nothing. Just questions answered and a conversation to figure out how they can help you navigate through that stuff we don't like to talk about. Check them out on our website. Pick Tony or Larry and get it done. Stop putting it aside. If you're buried in debt and you're thinking there's no way out, you need that discovery meeting. You need that hour and a coffee. You really, really do. So get that taken care of and let Tony or Larry know that we sent you over there. They're there to help you. They don't need any clients. They've been in the business 50 years. They are extremely busy fellas, but because they like me and Car Connection, what we do here and have on radio for 32 years, they want to be a part of who you are. How can they use their skills to help you and help you budget to take care of that vehicle that you presently have and how to plan and prepare for the purchase of the next one? And tax planning. It's not what we make, folks, that's important. It's what we get to keep. So you need tax planning. They don't do any of that for you. If you have investments at the bank, they don't do any of that for you. None. Zero. You have to have someone do that for you. They're not going to make suggestions. They can't. They're there. The advisors are not CFPs, and no disrespect, they are not certified financial planning professionals, and they don't know the tax laws and how to help you to keep more of your money and how to prepare to purchase that next vehicle and be ready for it. All right. Questions. You have questions for me for Q&A tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. in the Car Connection Workshop for the morning drive on Saturday. Some of us work weekends, and I have for 32 years, and it's okay. I'm comfortable with it. Absolutely. There's no lineups at stuff during the week. So if I sneak away for a few hours, I don't have to stand in lines. But on weekends, I did some shopping a couple of weeks ago. Just things have been so busy. I'm working 80 plus hours a week on all the bits and pieces that I've had to learn, and I'm getting faster at it. So it's helping me a lot to get more done, but there's still a lot to get done in order to help you. And that's what it's all about. Car Connection has always been about, since 1996, is sharing my skills and knowledge and those professionals that I know that are in my pocket that I can help you with other areas of life. That's why we're revamping the Car Connection Business Network, because COVID knocked it out of the park after 26 years of hard work to put it together. That did a lot of destruction to a lot of people, and self-included. And even I'm digging out of some debt still from the COVID. So, you know what? I don't talk the talk. I walk the walk, period. Yeah, I don't need to have a pat on the back, but I'm here for you. So anytime, reach out through email, motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com, or Niall at ccbusnet.com. Always check the description box. I give you a ton of information there that you won't hear me talk about, or video, and I put those descriptions together myself. It's not the War and Peace edition, folks. Just some things that pop into my head when I'm doing the editing for videos and for the podcast that will help you further in being able to handle the emotional damage and attachment that we have to our automobiles, because we do, self-included. You know what? I have to have wheels that do specific jobs, and that was the purpose of. There was twofold purpose in rescuing the '97 Jeep TJ Wrangler. It was a blessing given to us to do and to film, and that's going to be the wood hauler instead of using our 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser, because it's just too nice to beat it up, if you know what I mean. I don't have the money or want to spend the money to replace it and try and find a newer one. No, don't need to do that. So the Jeep TJ Wrangler will be pulling the wood trailer hopefully this year. I'm thinking we can get it done. We need a few more buckses to come in to be able to get the custom exhaust done and a bracket welded on the front differential to hold the control arm in place, because it just got whatever they got into with that thing. They really bent the one bracket up, and I've got it looking not too bad, but I found them online. I didn't know you could buy them, so we're just going to cut that off, lance that off, and weld on a new one. So things are looking good. Just keep moving forward. Hey, if you're interested in a roast beef dinner like I am, Crystal Ridge Dream Center fundraiser coming up. They have two fundraisers coming up. They don't receive any government money or grant money. Awesome roast beef dinner coming up. It's $25, and it will be really good. And the desserts, let me tell you, you will have a feast. And I hope I see you there, because I'm definitely in. That's coming up, I think. Well, I can't tell you because I got to get my ticket today. I'm going to get my ticket today. So check them out on our website. Just click on their logo, get to their profile page, and you'll see the fundraisers coming up. If any of you are in to vintage albums, record albums, they have they started one last year and they're redoing it again this year. Vintage record sale, barbecue, silent auction, and a whole pile of stuff going on, giveaways and records. So you might want to check that out. That's coming up early in May, but go to their website by clicking on their logo at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Get your roast beef dinner ticket solidified because it does sell out, and all the proceeds go to Crystal Ridge Dream Center. I just heard yesterday they've been serving out the hot meals out the door, like 300 plus a week. And there's no cost to anyone for all the after school programs for the kids, single moms, moms for moms. They're changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region in our very own backyard. So whatever you can do to help them will be very, very much appreciated. They're serving men, women, and children meals, love, and hope every single week. And they have to raise the funds themselves to be able to do that. So they count on us and local businesses to jump on board. So check that out. A couple of really good fundraisers coming up, and I'll tell you that roast beef dinner is to die for. You don't want to miss that. You know, they have lemon meringue pie there and all kinds of pies, but I said the lemon meringue pie, when you cut into it with your fork, it caves over. That's how tall it is. I'm just saying. You know, you can always have a diet soda and zero that out. So till tomorrow morning, make it a fantastic Friday. Be safe out there. There is going to be some rains, maybe in your area and maybe not. Maybe blue sky and sunshine. I'm hoping that for you. And get your questions in by noon today for tomorrow morning. For Saturday mornings, Motormouth Morning Drive is 1 hour, hardcore, answering 3 questions every week. So I pull 3 top drawer questions from all the questions I receive and tear them down. Open it up, pull over, park, drill down, and answer the questions for you. Not just yes or it's 28. No. Give you a full hardcore answer. So get your questions in today. Motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com or Niall@ccbusnet.com. And there is a website form for you to send me an email through there. It comes right to me as well at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Just click on the contact tab and you'll get there. And I also have email through Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Find us by clicking the businesses tab. So there's lots of ways for you to get an email to me. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover, let me know what that is, and I'll put it together for you, just for you. If you have questions, that's how you can find me. Our website, my email. So till tomorrow, have a fabulous Friday. Happy, healthy motoring, folks. Make it a great day. Peace, patience, kindness, always, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.